Oh yeah, everybody. It's Alan with D9J Sports. We're right back at it. Hope you had a good weekend. I surely did. Some great football on this weekend. But tonight, we're going to be doing our recap show. We're going to go back and talk to you about all of the things that happened. But first we're going to get to what everybody's talking about. And that's those Dallas Cowboys. And how they got stomped, trampled, and ran over by the Detroit Lions. But before we start, I'm going to need you to hit that like and subscribe button. I need you to hit the like and subscribe button. We've been doing a lot of great things at the show. For everybody who's subscribed already, appreciate it. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to continue to be patient. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and you'll get the notifications when another video come out. We've been doing a lot of videos, a lot of good ones too, a lot of good ones. So let's get right into it, and we're going to kind of go from the start today, and we're going to go backwards. First, we're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that the Detroit Lions put it on the Dallas Cowboys. I expected for the Detroit Lions to win the game. Didn't expect for them to do Dallas Cowboys the way they done them tonight. Really embarrassed the Dallas Cowboys and everything that they stand for. But what do they really stand for? Mediocrity is what they stand for. The best team in Texas, without question, that plays professional football is the Houston Texans. And it's not even close. So the problem with the Dallas Cowboys, it's a combination of things. It's the owner. He's not going away. He owns the team. It's the coach, who's really a product of the owner because the coach can't really do anything because of the owner. But most importantly, it's the players, and of course, it's you, the fans. Now, everybody wants to go in on Stephen A. Smith for always riding the Cowboys, but he doesn't really ride the Cowboys. He rides the Cowboy fans, and understandably so. Because if you win one game, then you're going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? But when you lose, it's like the world's coming to an end. There's never even kill with the Dallas Cowboys. So let's start right there with the owner, Jerry Jones. He's into everything. He's into everything, man, and he's a businessman, and it's about making money. And yeah, he's still getting that money coming in, regardless of what you say as a Cowboy fan. You're going to go, you're going to watch. And even when they lose, even after tonight, the way they got dismantled by the Detroit Lions, you're heartbroken, but you're going to be saying, oh, well, we got a bye week coming up, and we're going to get back to it. Well, I think you got the 49ers coming up. Things are not going to get any better. Next up, the coach. He can't do anything because of Jerry Jones. So it's really Jerry Jones being the coach, the general manager, and everything else. When does that ever really work out? When does it ever really work out? Next, the players on the team. They do a lot of talking. They've been doing a lot of talking. But they don't produce when it comes down to it. They don't produce. And some of the personnel on the Dallas Cowboys team, Jerry, the only person you have to throw the football to is C.D. Lamb. But when people mention Devontae Adams, I'd trade away just about everybody to get Devontae Adams and have a prolific offense. Then you don't have a running game. You should have signed Derrick Henry. That's what you made the Cowboy fans think that you were. But for some reason, you didn't sign him. And you see what he's doing out there in Baltimore. He's leading the National Football League in touchdowns. And he's unstoppable. Him and Lamar Jackson have broken the record for the amount of yards that they're getting. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. In football, even though it's in change, you still got to be able to run the ball and stop the run. A Dallas Cowboys can't do any. You got Zeke back there. He's complaining he wants the ball. For what? For what? They ain't even want you in New England. But you came back to Dallas. And over the week, you wanted the ball. Next thing is Dak Prescott. I don't really know how much blame to put on Dak. I know tonight he didn't play good. The one interception on the goal line, that was a tremendous play by the defender. Dak should have threw it the other way. But hey, in the heat of the battle, that's what happens. That's what happens. So Dak is a top 5 quarterback, believe it or not. But working with what he has to work with, if you've got to drop back and throw it as many times as you're not getting anything from your running game, then that's what's going to be the outcome. And those offensive linemen, piss poor performance by them. piss poor performance. So Dallas Cowboys, you got a lot of work to do. And it's not going to be good. It's not going to get good either. It's not going to get any better because you got the likes of the Washington Redskins. Have you seen Jaden Daniels and how he's playing? No, I knew they weren't going to beat Lamar and them today because, no, you're playing Lamar Jackson them, and you're an upstart. But he's been playing effective football. So what do you think is going to happen when he comes and plays Dallas in those two games? And you already know the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, those are rivalry games. So if you split one of those, you're in trouble, Cowboys. Let's keep this thing moving. Houston Texans, unbelievable. The Houston Texans are getting it done. They've got that running game. Joe Mixon came back today, and it's like he didn't skip a beat with that ankle injury, but you couldn't tell. He was toting that football, and D'Amico Ryans has that defense playing. They've got a plethora, and I do mean a plethora of running backs and wide receivers to get the football with, too. And C.J. Stroud didn't even break 240 yards today. I don't even think he got 230. But they still won the game pretty handily. But the difference in them and the Dallas Cowboys, D'Amico Ryans is the coach of the team. The owner of the team doesn't try to be in the camera every day. The owner isn't the general manager either. So there's a big difference. And the players for the Houston Texans, you don't hear all that hype. You don't hear all that hype from the players. All you know is on Sundays, they're getting it done. So they're going to be something, a force to be reckoned with. Let's keep this thing rolling. Red River Shootout. Texas, Oklahoma. It wasn't a shootout. Red River rivalry. It wasn't. No. The Texas Longhorns came in there with their starting quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who had been out for injury. And the first couple of series he didn't look quite right. But last year in the first series against the University of Oklahoma, he threw an interception. And the game started the same way. He was off. But all it took was a little bit for him to get back in rhythm, and they easily beat the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, they've got a big game coming up. They're going to be taking on the Georgia Bulldogs, so we're going to find out whether or not the Texas Longhorns are for real. But I'm here to tell you, college football isn't the same college football. We saw Alabama struggle to beat South Carolina, and you're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of it. You're not going to see one team like Alabama, like Georgia, and all those teams over the years who've done their thing and had all the best athletes and they win all the games. You're not going to see that anymore. It's not going to be unusual for you to see a Northern Illinois to upset a Notre Dame. You're going to see that. Is it good for football? I love it. And that's what I think it should be. Parity is everything, especially when it comes to college football. And it's going to get more exciting because you've got a 12-team playoff, and who knows who's going to be there. Let's keep it rolling. Colorado Buffaloes. I was just assured that the Colorado Buffaloes were going to show up. Nope. The Colorado Buffaloes and their quarterback done all he could do. But that defense, Coach Sapp, and the defensive coordinator. If you want to talk about somebody like Mike McCarthy not doing this thing, defensive coordinator for the Colorado Buffaloes. This is one of those games I'm not going to put it on Coach Prime. I'm going to put it on defensive coordinator Warren Sapp and them. They ran the football at will. They done what they wanted to do. And just when the Colorado Buffaloes got a break, I stayed up all night and watched the football game. And when they threw the bomb and the young man caught the pass with a couple of minutes to go in the game, I was assured that the defense would step up. And it took 2 plays, and they bombs away, and they score a touchdown. That's unacceptable. And I'm not going to put that one on Coach Prime. I'm going to put it on the defensive coordinator, okay? Because what are you doing? What are you doing running man-to-man in that situation, and they score on you in 1 or 2 plays? That's unacceptable. You're 4-2. Still got from the way it was over the last seasons before Coach Prime got there. Okay, you were at the bottom of the barrel, but now you were 4-2, and you need to step it up. You need to step it up because you still got some stiff competition that you got to take care of. So I still believe in the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime, I'm here to tell you, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. And Coach Prime, maybe you need to start taking a little bit more hold on what's going on in defense, and especially what's going on in that secondary, because I know you can't get out there and play because there's no way that would happen. And I'm a firm believer. You showed a lot of promise last night because you had your best weapons. Jimmy Horn Jr. and Travis Hunter was out of the game, but you still almost pulled it off. Okay? So, in saying that about Travis, I think it's about the same time where Travis got hurt last year. So we need to make sure we hone in on how much he's getting to play. And I know injuries happen, but we need to make sure we hone in. And for you fans out there, I know that he's an exceptional guy. You hear me talk about it on this show. But for those of you who think that he's going to play two ways in the National Football League and be a consistent player two ways like he is, that's prime example right there. He's out there playing with college players. There's going to be a lot of impact and a lot of hitting going on in the National Football League. So that should tell you right there. Not going to hold up like that in the National Football League. All right, let's keep this thing going. Ohio State. Their coach, you just can't seem to get it right. In a game where the Oregon Ducks showed that they were resilient. And as their coach called, Coach Prime last year talked about substance. They had substance because they were resilient enough to pull out a win in their home stadium. I think it's a preview of the Big Ten championship game. So that was a great game, and it was so many great games this weekend. There's so many great games that I could talk all night about how good they were. And college football and pro football gives you something to do on the weekends, but it's different now. If you're a true fan, you know it's different now because you got so many must-see teams out there. So the sports world is doing good. Next, finally, I'm going to talk about the Jasper Bulldogs taking on the West Stark Mustangs, and that was a classic high school football game. If you watch the videos, you know I already broke it down, and that's another one of the things where coaching came into play. The Jasper Bulldogs should have won the game. That wasn't on the kids. The quarterback for the Jasper Bulldogs, Isaiah Coleman, played the best football game he could possibly play. I don't think it can be duplicated by him. He threw 5 tutties for close to 400 yards and rushed the football for 80 yards. By far, without question, the best football game I've ever seen him play. A lot of players on the Jasper Bulldogs stepped up, but you still came up short. So you've got a short turnaround, and you've got a big-time foe coming in, the Hampshire Finette Longhorns, and they're going to be ready to play some football. You know that they jumped on Salisbury just like the Detroit Lions jumped on the Dallas Cowboys. So they jumped on Salisbury like that, so they're going to be coming to Bulldog Stadium to the Big House on Friday night, and they're going to be ready to play some football, and they want to make sure that you continue to stay in the losing bracket. Head coach for the Jasper Bulldogs, you recognize the head coach is 19-14. And I don't want to hear anything about rebuilding because everybody in high school football is rebuilding. So I hope everybody out there had a good weekend. And just tomorrow night's going to be a pretty good game coming on tomorrow night. And then before you know it, we're going to be right back at it again. Starting with the junior high on Tuesday. Okay, they're going to be traveling down to take on Port Neches. Looking forward to that. My kids are going to be out there playing. And then before you know it, Friday night will be back again, and we'll be back up into some college football, and then pro football continues on next Sunday. So this is Alan with D9J Sports. And until the next time, I want you to remember, it's not where you start at, it's where you finish at. Alan with D9J Sports, and I'm definitely out.